This is Investment Perspectives with Brad Kimes, daily live streaming interactive, featuring Mrs. Backup. Subscribe, hit the notification, smash the likes. Now, here's Backup Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to Investment Perspectives, everybody. I'm Brad Kimes. You can follow me up above on Twitter at Backup Bradley. Let's get into this thing. We are going to cover today some important stuff. One, a real quick article on ErisX and the strategic relationship with Fidelity. Wow. Okay, we're going to talk about that real quick, but the bigger thing we're going to discuss today is this conversation about real-time payments and real-time gross settlement. We're going to talk about that. We're going to delineate what each one is and what it may or may not mean for Ripple and or XRP, the token, and Stellar. All right, let's get into this thing. First of all, this is a very quick read, but listen, these are two big companies. ErisX advances strategic relationship with Fidelity to expand access to digital assets. Okay. ErisX is expanding safe and regulated access to digital assets through familiar investing tools by collaborating with Fidelity Digital Asset Service, LLC. Fidelity Digital Assets can now access ErisX spot market, increasing the breadth of accessible liquidity available to Fidelity Digital Asset customers. I want to remind everybody that Fidelity, the company, is also partnered with Coinbase. These larger companies moving in and building bridges to one another so they could access their ErisX spot market is really funneling and channeling all these different avenues and sources of buying and selling into these giant pathways, right? So this is really exciting to see this taking place. While ErisX works with individual and institutional investors that value surveilled, fair, professionally run market centers, the ErisX model has always included intermediaries as a way for digital assets to be a part of an investor's broader portfolio. Again, they're telling you, bringing all of these different avenues under a surveilled process, just like the XRP Liquid Index is already on the NASDAQ surveilled software in the whole business, right? So providing a liquid index for that as well. All right, so always included intermediaries in a broader portfolio. The addition of Fidelity Digital Asset brings a stable of vetted institutional investors that want increased access to Bitcoin liquidity. We believe in the crypto ethos and accessibility to all on all equal terms about leveling the playing field for everyone, said Thomas Chippas, CEO of ErisX. Our time-tested and proven central limit order book ensures that the best price on the market is available to everyone. It's all about that price feed, right? We are thrilled to have Fidelity Digital Assets support our transparent market model. We are excited to deepen our strategic relationship with ErisX and to give our clients more liquidity in their digital asset trading, said Terrence Dempsey, head of product for Fidelity Digital Assets. We believe ErisX central limit order book exchange model is critical to the maturation of crypto markets, coupled with their technique, aptitude, accessible order sizes, and robust regulatory framework. ErisX is an attractive solution securely access digital assets. This is what it's about. You know, I'm about to talk later today on a virtual crypto conference for Coin Genius, and it is going to have some heavy players there. This is going to be it's touching in a part of a huge conversation I'm going to have today at that virtual conference. And, you know, this is really what it's going to have to look like. A more robust regulatory framework with accessibility to deeper access to liquidity for clients that is under a surveilled process, a trusted and transparent market model. That's what we need to see here, and this is what it's going to take to get institutions into this space. Okay, now let's shift gears because I didn't want to miss that. That is a big deal, those names working together. We are going to now shift to real-time payments versus real-time gross settlement. Okay, now first thing I want to start with is this. Mr. B sent me this patent, and we've all, as YouTubers, have been getting a lot of comments about real-time payments and real-time gross settlement. And will real-time payments use XRP for settlement? Will it not use XRP for settlement? What's going to happen? Okay, well, let's see if we can't clear some of that up. First of all, real-time payments is domestic. Okay, it is domestic. First of all, it is owned by the 7 largest banks in the country. Okay, that is early warning services is owned by 7 largest banks in the country, which is really a big hub of the real-time payment system, which honestly is the front of that is a company called Zelle. Zelle now is directly tied to XLM because they are tied into their Interstellar organization, and that is obviously a part of Stellar the coin. So there is some kind of huge network that we're learning about back end here to Stellar. How the Stellar coin gets used in a domestic situation is not quite clear yet. What I will say is that real-time payments, and let's clear this up, okay? Let's really get into this. So real-time payments, the pivotal to this is the way real-time payments combine immediate funds availability, settlement finality, instant confirmation, and the integrated information flows all in a payment made in seconds. Bringing together speed, data, and communication solves the long-standing challenges. From JP Morgan laying out their definition of how to understand real-time payments. I want to go down to another definition here from Deloitte. Okay, this is a huge settlement clearing company. So here we go. How do real-time payments work? Real-time payments can benefit financial institutions, merchants, consumers, and society by offering enhanced visibility into payments, by enabling better cash management, and by helping businesses better manage day-to-day operations, improving liquidity. There is, first of all, we know that Ripple is involved with the Federal Reserve Faster Payments Task Force, which started all of this from the real-time payments level to the real-time gross settlement level, which is cross-border, right? And which is between central banks. So there's a different level between the real-time payments versus the real-time gross settlement. Okay, now we're going to get into that too. So let's stay right here for a second. So just look at the companies that are a part of this real-time payments. I'm not going to go down into this because this is an overview to keep things pretty clean here. JP Morgan, Deloitte, right? Then we have Wells Fargo. You can click into these links and see that they're all participating, right? Zelle is connected here, which is the payment app for the banks for real-time payment use. The clearinghouse is in on this. MasterCard is in on this. PNC is in on this. We said Wells Fargo. Citibank is in on it. This is a big deal all the way around, however you look at it. So, okay, so now let's talk, because this brings us to the early warning services company, which is the company behind Zelle. And here it is right here. Zelle, as I go to various meetings and conferences, I am asked how Zelle works with credit unions and community banks. I tell them Zelle is designed to be payments network for financial institutions. Here you have it right here. Product highlight, Zelle. Okay, backed by earlywarning.com or Early Warning Services, which actually has a patent here for real-time payments. This was actually filed 2015. Shout out to Mr. BXRP for shooting me this document, by the way. He's amazing. Check out his channel. Hit the like and subscribe. You know what to do. So tying all of this in, the real-time payments seems to be a domestic settlement. And when it comes to token settlement, I don't think it's clear that there needs to be a token if we're talking about domestic settlement, especially in the United States. Listen, if we're in the United States and the dollar is liquid, there won't be any need to put a token in between that settlement. That doesn't mean that that's a bad thing. It doesn't mean it's a bad thing that they're settling on a new financial system in fiat to fiat. In fact, that happens a lot already right now on XRP Ledger. Don't believe that, it's still true. So the reality here is that there are steps. You know, Dilip Rao talked about the idea that there were like 3 steps to the Holy Grail, which is 1, you get them using the software. 2, you get them using the token. 3, you get them to hold the token. That's the Holy Grail. So in this instance, I think, you know, the domestic settlement, we're really talking about using a new system to be able to settle within seconds, as the definition was broke down by JP Morgan's definition, right? Allowing to have that. And then, as Deloitte said, to have more transparent access into the path of payments to see and better manage the funds as you go out through your daily business day. So let's keep it moving and let's go here. So we know that we got Zelle. Zelle is tied in to backing the real-time payments through the top 7 banks in the country, because the parent company here, Early Warning Services, is the one behind it. And this is where you see that you have the largest 7 banks in the country backing them. Now let's shift gears and go to real-time gross settlement so we can clear up the difference between RTP, which seems to be domestic, to RTGS. Real-time gross settlement is the continuous process of settling payments on an individual order basis without netting debts with credits across the books of a central bank. Bundling transactions once completed, real-time gross settlement payments are final and irrevocable. Key takeaways here: real-time gross settlements is the continuous process of settling interbank payments on an individual order basis across the books of a central bank, as opposed to netting debits with credits at the end of the day, which currently is how it's done. Real-time gross settlement is generally employed for large value inter-fund transfers. Real-time gross settlements are increasingly used by central banks worldwide and can help minimize the risk of high-value payment settlements among financial institutions. Now let's just go into this a little bit here, okay? Real-time gross settlement is a system that is generally used for large value interbank funds transfers. Keep an eye on that phrase, interbank funds transfers and interbank settlement, right? So listen to these terms and hold on to them, because we're going somewhere with it. These often require immediate and complete clearing and are usually organized by a country's central bank. Real-time gross settlement lessens settlement risk overall, as interbank settlement usually occurs in real time throughout the day instead of simply altogether at the end of the day. This eliminates the risk of lag in completing the transaction. Settlement is often called delivery risk. RTGS can often incur a higher charge than processes that bundle and net payments. All right, so RTGS versus bankers, automated clearing services. Let's go ahead and get this. You're going to want this too. A real-time gross settlement system is different from net settlement systems, such as the UK's BACS Payment Schemes Limited, previously the Bankers Automated Clearing Services at BACS, or BACS. For example, transactions among institutions are accumulated during the day at the close of business day. A central bank will adjust the active institutional accounts by net amounts of the funds exchanged. RTGS does not require a physical exchange of funds. Most often, a central bank will adjust the accounts of the sending and receiving bank in electronic form. For example, Bank A's, the sender, balance will be reduced by $1 million, while Bank B's recipient's balance will be increased by $1 million. So the benefits of it really quickly: increasingly used by central banks worldwide, can help minimize the risk of high-value payment settlements among financial institutions. Although companies and financial institutions that deal with sensitive financial data typically have high levels of security in a place to protect information and funds, the range and nature of online threats are constantly evolving. Okay. Now, you can read more there and check out more of this if you'd like. You just simply pull up Investopedia and get this straight definition here of this. What I want to move to now is for real-time gross settlement cross-border. we go to something I have delved into quite a bit extensively here on the channel, the World Economic Forum Policy Toolmaker Kit from 2020, January. 2,900 of the world's largest players of the world and the central banks were all there. And this is the Policy Toolmaker Kit, or the framework that was given to everyone there, so the central banks could go back home and use this toolkit, this framework, to make their central bank digital currencies for the new digital system, the RTGS. If we look down here specifically, you're going to notice some phrases. Crypto assets designed for inter or intra-bank payments and settlements, most relevant for wholesale central bank digital currencies. Examples for settlement and payment are JP Morgan coin and XRP. Thank you for coming. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. I hope in some way we've been able to put a line in the sand between RTP and what's behind it, and RTGS and what seems to be behind that. All right, guys, have a great day. If you like the content, please share with somebody you know. Let's keep growing this audience so we can keep broadening this conversation. Thank you. I'll catch you on the next one.